Documents obtained by The Intercept prove that Department of Homeland Security has been censoring stories with the help of social media outlets in a big way. You want to know who the big players are? These two women right here. One of them is with the government. The other one right here, we think is working for Twitter. No, she's working with the government. And they're making arrangements for the CIA, the FBI, whatever the agency is of the day, to tell them what they can and can't put on social media. This story, I urge everybody should read this story. It's by Lee Fang.
And King Clements.
Exactly. Both of them are extremely talented journalists from The Intercept. I think they're two of the really talented journalists of our time, investigative, along with people like Matt Taibbi. They uncovered it, didn't they?
They did. And just so to give everybody the background here, what we've got, starting in 2018, the government, with the best of intentions, says, well, we got to do something about foreign misinformation. So they give the Department of Homeland Security all of this power. They create what is essentially a disinformation board, although it didn't have that name
yet.
It's
a propaganda board.
Yeah. So they said, look, all we're trying to do, social media outlets, we just want to make sure that you guys know and have the tools to root out this foreign information. Oh, also keep an eye out for terrorists, because we've always got to be on the lookout for that. And then within 2 years, again, it started in 2018, within 2 years, this thing had ballooned into, oh, well, we got to fight COVID misinformation. Noble cause, give them that. There was a ton of misinformation about COVID. And then things went completely off the rails because their true intentions came out. Now you can't talk about Hunter Biden. You can't talk about Ukraine. You can't talk about Afghanistan. These are all in the documents from the Homeland Security.
Let me be more specific about that. You can talk about Afghanistan, but you can't talk about the screw up of the withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan. You can talk about Ukraine, but people who disagree with the fact that we should not, people who agree we should not be there at all, the government says, no, we're going to censor that. You can talk about COVID or the vaccine, but you can't talk about the fact that maybe it's not efficacious in some situations. So here it is. Vijay Gad, this woman right here with Twitter, meets with, Laura DeMello with the government, and they have an arrangement. And the arrangement is a portal that the government can actually use and change the stories or actually censor the stories. Did I get that right?
You did. They even, literally in the piece here, they have the website that the government goes to log in to their back end of Facebook to go in there. That you're not talking hyperbole. They literally have the website right here.
And you're not talking about supposition, because they have the documents.
Right.
Lee Fang, they actually got the documents.
Well, and here's the scariest part too. Okay, so you've got Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Discord, Wikipedia, Microsoft, LinkedIn, Verizon Media. They're having monthly meetings. Currently, still monthly meetings with the FBI, the CIA, and the CISA.
Yeah.
So they're still meeting.
Talk about with the CISA. Viewers may not know what.
Yeah, that is essentially what the DHS had created. That's the new branch.
The cyber branch.
Yeah, that deals with, of course, cyber terrorism, as they call it.
Yeah.
But it's censoring stories here in the U.S. So that's the separate branch, and it continues to grow, continues to get more funding. But they're still having monthly meetings, like as of now, with these people. This isn't something that came to an end.
And we know this. I promise you, our stories, when we do them on, you and I disagree. I think Ukraine is insane. We shouldn't be there. But they'll throttle that back. I'm telling you, that's what they do with that. Or when we talk about, how Afghanistan was mismanaged on withdrawal, they'll throttle that back. That's what these folks have agreed to let happen. And nobody seems to care. Maybe they don't know about it, but these emails, this is not Klipperstein and Lee Fang making this up. This is the product of AG. He's running for AG, Eric Schmidt, and he's running Missouri. He started this because he had gotten the leak that this was going on. So he starts putting their feet to the fire. He starts actually getting the material that says, we used to just talk about it, but now we're seeing it face to face. And if you do a story that they don't like, or I do a story they don't like, or Lee Fong does, or Sam Cedar does, or David Pakman does, or TYT does, they throttle it back because people like this woman right here, this Gad woman, gives them permission to do that. She's gone, by the way. Elon
she
Musk
was just
fired
just
her,
a couple
thank
days
God.
ago. But look, this is a very serious issue. And what we have always said, you and I sitting right here, we have talked about always with the slippery slope. Because this program, like I said, they started with the best of intentions. But we all know that's never how it stays. Just like the Patriot Act. Oh no, we gotta spy on the terrorists and we're gonna keep you safe. And then 2 days later, yeah, we're tapping into your phone too. Sorry, it's what happens. This is the same thing. It's the same kind of program.
Let me give you the latest. Joe Biden, he put together his idea of this. This is his team. The team is called the Misinformation, Disinformation, and Malinformation Team. And they are the people that work with women like this and people like this that say, yeah, it's the new norm in America because nobody gives a damn. It's okay.
Well, that actually didn't end up happening. That's what he tried to do, but remember there was such huge public backlash that finally, like 6 months after he announced it, he said, okay, we're not going to do it. But he doesn't need to do it because you've already got it in place.
We did a half dozen stories on it. And there was so much pressure because it was nothing more than a propaganda team that he had assembled. And this nutcase woman that was person that was supposed to be running it was crazy as a March hare.